What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Where are we, Jay? Jay! Where are we?
Drayton Manor!
We're at Drayton Manor today. It's our local theme park to us. It's only about a 20 minutes journey away for Jay.
What did you say?
There's someone on it. It's only about a 20-minute journey for Jay. It's about a 10-minute journey for me. We love Drayton Manor. We came here a few weeks ago. We had a return visit. And we thought we'd make the use of it. You know, we're coming up to Fort Park, coming to Taunton Towers. So we're going to make use of some of the return visit today. Go on some of our favourite attractions, including Gold Rush, The Wave, Stormforce 10, and many, many more. Jay, what are you most looking forward to today?
Maelstrom, Gold Rush, Accelerator, not Stormforce 10, The Wave.
I am most looking forward to Stormforce 10 because I absolutely love it. You get soaked on it, especially if you're on the back row. But it's still a classic ride. Anyway, we're going to make our way up towards Gold Rush because we want to try and get in the 2 cycles. So we're going to start off with this. Normally it's probably one of the busier rides of the day. So you get this out of the way and then we'll probably make our way onto Accelerator or the Haunting. So yeah, let's go and have a good day at Drayton Manor. The museum. Well, I hope so. Do you hope that Gold Rush opens at 10:30?
I hope so, if we're going to queue.
Be nice to. Now, obviously, this was the major addition for last year for the resorts, taking over the place of where...
Walking down the steps.
See, they're already walking down the steps. They've already had enough. This is the major addition for the Apocalypse when it did come in last year. You saw the whole area converted into like this Wild West themed area. We saw the likes of Accelerator get a slight retheme. Rides like the Haunting still remained, however Sheriff Showdown and Blasting Barrels also got a major retheme in the way. But for now, we're going to go on and queue for Gold Rush, so let's get it. Runs 2 cycles, made by Intamin, this multi-launch coaster. Really nice family edition here. Oh, there's already people on it, there's already people on it.
Wow.
We are bloody early, aren't we? We're bloody early, aren't we?
We're normally earlier than this, but what happened, Ben?
Some of us overslept, so yeah, it doesn't matter. But anyway, let's go find the Gold
We could have
Rush.
been first on
We could have been first on this.
Let us down.
But anyway, let's go and queue in. Let's go on the Gold Rush. Just came off Gold Rush, then back row, cycle 1J. How was it?
Brilliant, but I want to do cycle 2 because that's the second time we've ever done cycle 1.
Yeah, when we came here last, because obviously with this ride, it runs 2 cycles and it changes from 2 PM. But when we last came, only ran the first cycle, so it was a little bit disappointing to not get to experience that second one, so hopefully we'll get that today. In terms of a rider, we was on the back row. A little bit zippy, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is no good.
Oh, for God's sake. We was going to go do Blasting Barrels, but it's not open now till 11. So we're going to have to go find something else to do.
I think that's the downside because everything's not open.
Everything's a bit staggered open at the moment. We've got most of Frontier Falls not open till 11. So that includes Sheriff Showdown and the Haunting. Accelerator, I think's just opened. So should we go do that, Jay? Should we go do that? Yeah, we're going to go do Accelerator then, formerly the Ben 10 ride. But yeah, really nice little addition to Drayton Manor. We'll probably talk about improvements, what we want to see at the end of the video, but yeah, nice addition, nicely themed area. Let's go and do the next ride. So obviously this being Ben 10's ultimate ride when it first reopened in 2010, you can tell because there is literally, there's literally the Ben 10 marketing logo there for it.
You're Ben?
I am Ben.
Ben 10?
When I was, hold on, I've got to explain this story. When I turned 10 years old, that was all I ever got told, being about Ben 10. So that's my favourite moment, this ride. But yes, we're going to go on this now. It's a very simple family boomerang coaster. Really nice little addition here for the family. And a nice little retheme to go into. I'd still prefer the Ben 10, personally. I thought that made it quite a memorable experience. I remember going on this like 10 times in a row back in the day when I used to go with my friends. And yeah, it's just a really nice, simple family ride. Nothing too spectacular, but it still does the job there. But anyway, let's go on Accelerator. Where's my friend? Just came off Accelerator. How's that doing?
Good.
Yeah, that's all that you can summarise it really. It wasn't too bad. It was on the middle, so it kind of feels a lot better when you're at the back because you obviously feel a lot more of the width from the initial first section of the ride when you're going forwards and dropping down. What are we going to do now then, Jay?
Museum?
Tell you what, we'll do the museum afterwards. We'll go do Drunken Barrels, because we enjoy that one. We'll probably do Sheriff Showdown, and then we'll go do the museum.
Sheriff Showdown?
The one that shoots shooty.
Oh, is someone in the jail?
I think Jay's going into prison. So, yeah. Oh, never mind, someone's already in prison. Somebody's beat you to the prison, Jay.
I'll go after.
They're beating you to it. So, anyway, we'll go on the Bursting Barrels. We'll see you in a moment. Oh, look who's in jail. What have you done, Jay?
Committed a crime.
What crime?
I don't know.
Too much Taylor Swift. Too much of a Taylor
Too much
Swift.
singing.
And there she goes, she's stuck in jail. Where are we, Jay?
In the museum.
We are in the Drayton Manor Museum. So as part of their 75 years of operation, they've opened this museum playing some classic pieces. We've got some bits from rides and just general attractions. So we've got the likes of all these maps here. All these old little maps. We've got the cable car ride. So this is the attraction that took you all the way from where G-Force was, all the way to where Gold Rush is now, or Apocalypse. We've got Excalibur, the dark boat ride, which also stands where Pirate Adventure was redone, but unfortunately that still stands there. Got some old maps, some old images from the park, having opened back in the early 90s. The likes of Jungle Cruise. We've got some newer stuff in 2025, the likes of Viking and Gold Rush opening. Accelerator or Ben 10 the Ride. The 2000s of Apocalypse and Pirate Adventure or Excalibur. And then 1980. And then we've got Jade on the Shockwave. So where the wave is now, this is where Shockwave used to be. The UK's only stand-up roller coaster. Wasn't always particularly the nicest of coasters, however, you know, still fun. And then we come through into like a bit more of the history behind Drayton Manor. Kind of like a similar story in most of these theme parks. Same like the sort of Alton Towers. So we see how the early irrational estate of Drayton Manor. There's people there. I imagine they're probably the actual owners of the park, or the original owners. Yeah, George and Vera Bryan. Then here's an original image of the park. There's some more ride stuff like Gallopers from the carousel. Some old adverts from the original Drayton Manor as well. You've also got the likes of just some of the old logos as well that's gone around for the park's years. We also have the Drayton Manor Zoo that's still going on today. Some concept art modernising Drayton Manor into the resort that we know it today. Got some plans for some of the rides and some of the areas of the park. Some Thomasland concept art with some little figurines. Very interesting facial positions there. We've also got, like I said, some gore concept art from the ride. We've got another one of the Skyride carts that there was for the resort back in the day. Pleasure is in the air now. Some old newspapers featuring Drayton Manor with the aerial cars mentioned there. And then we've got Pirate Adventure. Now this building still sits all the way over there towards Jolly Buccaneer and where Thomasland is. Now this hasn't really reopened since 2016. However, I remember going on this, I remember getting stuck right before you come off the drop bit at the beginning of the ride. It was a really nice concept, along with a similar idea of Pirates of the Caribbean over at Disneyland. So it'd be nice to see them finally do something with that. There's been many rumours at times, but who knows, we'll have to wait and see. Because it is a bit of a wasted space and a great opportunity for another attraction. The likes of Drayton Manor Hotel, and then some more history about the concept of the rides. Some famous faces here, as you can see, having gone on or been to Drayton Manor, the likes of Steps. Yep, famous faces. One Direction. That's not One Direction, that's the Vamps. Yep, that's the Vamps, right, get that right. And some more famous faces. Some more ride stuff from The Haunting. Advertisements. A few old poster boards. An advert for Apocalypse. It's quite interesting. Obviously we've got Vikings Land here. Seeing how that all came together. And then this was the reimagining for Shockwave Into the Wave. So as you can see here, stand for the Shockwave, the first stand-up roller coaster. The original development plans made by, I want to say it was Vacoma? Who knows? Obviously the original ride train's idea for Shockwave. Concept art was back as far then. And it's just some general concept wave going into that. More adverts. Some concept art for Gold Rush, featuring our lovely AI generative art. Because if you... Oh, they've corrected it, but on that one, they had 5 digits, Joe. And then there was just some wrong stuff going on around here. But clearly they've learnt their lesson. And then we come through into here. So we've got some signs from the original Shockwave. If you're in a little bit of the restraints, some ride trains. We've also got some of the Apocalypse theming as you went around and into the station as well. Seeing how that would build up the anticipation. Look, Apocalypse. The world's first stand-up drop tower. Ooh. I don't actually know if you can.
And is regarded as the father of modern British policing.
And then in here is actually the theatre. So this is where the likes of Ice Age and many films would have been taken over from the years.
And the mansion was reduced to ruins.
Obviously, if you come here, they'll play a film, explain the history of Drayton Manor. There's one of the, you can't really see it very well, but over there is one of the Apocalypse stand-up things. Some Dynamite trains.
Children's rights. And this was the very beginning of Drayton Manor that we know and love today.
Hi Teresa, thanks for coming along to join me today in the Drayton Manor Museum. We've got some artefacts and some prints to look at from yesteryear, a long time ago.
Fascinating.
How long have you worked here?
Nearly 30 years, right?
And there you go, there's your museum. More signage along from the years of Drayton Manor, including the old logos and stuff. And yeah, it's a nice little attraction. Obviously, if you like your history of Drayton Manor, then you're going to love going through this. Having a reminiscence of, essentially, the past of the resort and also bringing in to see how it developed into the future. So it's a really nice addition for Drayton Manor to do this year. And let's hope to many more years as well.
I don't like the smell in the cinema.
Yeah, if you don't like the smell, chop your nose off because I'm not going to like it. But anyway, let's go and find our next ride. We'll probably go... Should we go Vikings?
Yeah.
We're going to go to the Vikings land. We'll see you there. Welcome to the land of the Vikings! With 4 going around in the background. 4 rides in this area. We've got the Zamperla spinning disc of 4. We've got the flat ride Loki. The horse ride, which I still can't pronounce the name. And Jorgmunder, which is the buffalo reskin for the area. And it's obviously opened back in 2020. It was a really nice addition for the park to see them invest money into a new land and gives us some more opportunity to experience some more good rides here. Like I said, the Zamperla spinning disco is a nice addition anyway. It really does fill up capacity. Loki as well, for as simple as the ride is, it's probably one of my favourite things at Drayton Manor. And then obviously you've still got Jorgmunder, a really classic ride here. And then obviously Strepsis as well, which is something for the little ones to enjoy. What are we going to do first, then, Joe?
What do you want to do?
I'm trying to see what queue's probably the shortest. Loki's got a bit of a queue. Skipnir, can't tell if that's going. Let's go and have a look at 4's queue and see what that's saying. I see a few empty seats. Should we go do 4? we'll go do Thor then. We'll go do this Zamperla spinning disco ride, which is this one. This is a really nice attraction. Goes over obviously 2 loops as well for you, so you can maximise your air time along the ride. And yeah, let's go and give this a go. So we just came off for the Zamperla spinning disco there. Really nice, good flat ride there. We only waited about 5 minutes for it. So we're now currently just sat on the sidewalk in the Vikings area. And look at the view, guys. It's a lovely skyline that was going on about it. Jay was just saying about, what'd you say, Fort Park or Drayton Manor skyline?
I obviously thought Park's better, but this is a really nice way to view it all, is what I was saying.
Yeah. It's just really nice to come out to here and just overlook most of the rides. Like, for me, you get people talk about like Blackpool as their like childhood classic. For me, this is my childhood classic. It's my closest park, but it's one that I visit now and again. It's just something that I like. It's got a lot of history about it. There's some really nice rides here, a nice variety. Obviously, you've got your thrill seeker type ride here with Will Wave and Maelstrom over there. You've got an amazing water ride, probably the wettest in the country, in Stormforce 10. And then, like I said, some generally good family rides and family-themed areas, especially like Vikings. Obviously, Accelerator over there, Gold Rush, and then Thomas Land for the young ones. It's a really nice mix of a park. Now, obviously, there are a few attractions closed today, unfortunately. We've obviously got the Bounty over there, that's been closed. That wasn't open since we last came. I believe Strepnor over there is also closed for the day. You've still got the likes of Pirate Adventure all the way over there in that building, just where we came out in the museum, that's not open. It really does make you sit here and think, what is the future for Drayton Manor going forward? There's obviously been the investment there from the Looping Group since its takeover. Vikings area's coming, it's a great addition. Gold Rush coming in last year, finally replacing Apocalypse and Pendulum when that was here at the time. I'd just like to see personally another thrill ride here, something for those thrill seekers, something like a small Gerstlauer ride similar to Mumbo Jumbo at Flamingo Land. I think something like that, or even Pirates Adventure, you know, having some sort of reworking done to be reopened for within the year's time, because I just think it'd be a nice addition. It increases obviously ride availability and throughputs, but it's a really great concept ride, and for another water ride, which they do really well here with some of their other additions as well, I just think it'd really complete the lineup, especially in that area of the park as well, when if the Bounty's not going on, the only real ride going on in there would be the Jolly Buccaneer and the Carousel. Don't know what Jay thinks. Do you think anything else?
No, I agree with everything you said. Has anyone watched The Summer I Turned Pretty?
Let us know in the comments below what team you are, if you're Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah. Anyway, we're going to go and do some more of the rides in the Vikings area, so we'll probably get on 4, probably go on Yolgmander, and then we'll come back to you when we see what the next ride's going to be. But yeah, having a really good day at Drayton Manor so far, really enjoying ourselves. So we've just gone on Maelstrom and just came off. How was it, Jay?
Brilliant, I love Maelstrom.
It's a really nice addition to Drayton Manor. Like I said, one of 2 real thrill rides for the park, alongside the likes of Air Race and the Wave. But especially with Blackpool Heritage announcing Invictus and that coming in next year, it's really nice to get to experience something similar like it, get used to the ride type before you go on something like Invictus, similar to Loki at Leesburg in Sweden. It's a very similar type of ride style, so at least for something like that to be here at Drayton Manor, it's a really nice addition as well. What are we going to do now then, Jay? We're going to go for the wave?
Yeah, we're going to look for glasses straps.
Glasses straps, because somebody wants to wear their glasses. Mentioning no names, Jade. We're going to go over to Thomas Land, find some glasses straps, so we might as well have a look through there and see what that's
Doesn't
like.
look like it's open. Oh, it is.
Oh, no, yeah, it is.
Now. Oh, it's empty?
It's empty, so it's probably just reopened.
Maybe we should
Well,
go there now.
Don't know how well it can be seen, but it's literally just going up the lift hill right now. And then it's probably going to make its way back down it. So hopefully that's a sign of good things.
Should we head over?
But yeah. Yeah, so we'll probably head over there, go and try and get a ride on, and then we'll see how we get on. Opening as of last year with its brand new reef theme and change to the trains. It's time for the wave. Are we excited?
Yeah.
Now, when we came here on the fireworks night about, what, 2-3 weeks ago?
About 3, yeah?
Yeah, we had a night ride on this, and oh, was it sensational. Never really did it when it was shockwave, unfortunately, it was too much of a wind.
I did it when it was shockwave.
Jay done it when it was shockwave, I never did it. But now that we've done it with the wave, with the sit-down trains, it means now that the minimum height comes down to a 1.2 rather than a 1.4. So it definitely allows for a lot more of a younger audience to go on it. And it offers like a family thrill roller coaster. But like I said, with the sit-down element, it means that, you know, there's a bit more looseness, a bit more less restraint on you when you're going over those inversions. And also just a general coat of paint over the ride now. Just makes it feel a bit more refreshing. And like I said, it just gives at least Drayton Manor like a hallmark roller coaster for their part, something that really stands out, along with the likes of Rush and Maelstrom and Thomas Land. But this is perfect for what it is. So that's what it is. But anyway, we're going to go join the queue now for the wave. We're going to hop on and let's go ride some waves. Just did the wave then, second row. I was on one of the outer seats, Jay was on the inner. Jay, how was it?
It was really good. I really like it.
It's a really nice ride. Like I said, with the sit-down restraints and the sit-down style of car, you really do get that sense of looseness when you're flying around, especially on the Heartline rolls. It's a really nice feeling, and you know, it just brings a lot more availability to everybody else now because of the 1.2 meters. It's a good ride. Unfortunately, it's a little bit short, and I know what people say with having a second train. But yeah, it's still a great ride for what it is. As I said, it's nice for a resort, or at least a park, to have that standout attraction. So yeah. Anyway, we're going on the River Rapids. Are we excited?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the best River Rapids, is it?
Can't go River Rapids I like.
I mean, to be fair, none of the River Rapids really hit as hard as they used to. But you know, you've got to give it what you got, ain't you? So.
The best water ride is Tidal Wave and Valhalla.
No, it's Stormforce 10. We're going on that. I'm going on that later. So let's go do the River Rapids and let's maybe get a bit wet.
Valhalla. Yeah.
He said some of that bubble fluid landed into Thomas's funnel, and Thomas was blowing bubbles for weeks.
He was bubbly, Thomas.
He surely was, he.
Oh, sure, that gives me an idea. Why don't we have some bubbly fun right now?
Oh, good idea. I'll tell you what, I'll seek a very special bubble song, and you two can go down and share bubbles with everybody.
Great idea. See you later.
Come on, sing my bubbly song with me, and we might get bubbles.
So after our ride on the River Rapids, we have come back to Gold Rush. We're hopefully going to get the second cycle, although I must admit it doesn't look very promising at the moment. It kind of almost looks like the same cycle as this morning. But yeah, every time at 2 o'clock, cycle changes. So the best way to tell is right at the start. If it goes up and over, that's cycle 1. If it goes up and then backwards, cycle 2. So we're going to go there and give that another ride. It's about 2:15. So we've got about like 2 and a bit hours left of ride time. Still got Stormforce 10 to do, air race. I think it's pretty much the same song. I don't know, actually, it kind of looks like the same cycle. we'll go and see. If not, we'll still have another ride anyway. It's not going to hurt us, but probably nice to see a second cycle. So we're going to have a go and see what that's saying.
Well done. I was going to say that if it's not running cycle 2, I personally would feel a little bit upset, even though they're trying their best, because this is the second time we've come and they didn't do cycle 2 first time. So if they don't this time, then we're not going to see it till like maybe next year.
No, I don't. It's been a bit of a temperamental ride, to be honest, since its opening.
Yeah,
and it's kind of one of the issues to Drayton Manor, which we can touch on later. But yeah, if we don't get a second cycle, again, it will be disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. So yeah, it's going to have a second ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. You enjoying yourself, Joe? And all this wonderful music.
Are you ready? Here we go.
Oh, look at this.
Now then, Drayton, are we all ready for some bubbles? I can't hear you. I said, are we all ready for bubbles? Are you ready up there, Rory? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's have some bubbles.
Cause I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Drayton, let's have the best time of all of our lives.
Oh well. Oh, it's a bit of a queue for the Dodgems. Jolly Buccaneer's absolutely empty. We're going to go on the Dodgems. Are you excited?
Yeah.
How did you find Gold Rush?
I want the second cycle, it's ridiculous.
We want the second cycle. We don't mind the first, we want the second. Well, let's go on the Dodgems. Let's go. So we've just had a ride on the Dodgems and we've also gone on Jolly Buccaneer. How was it, Joe?
It was alright.
That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, whilst we just take a moment here before we do head over to go do Air Race and Wave Swinger, we're right outside this. This is Pirates Adventure. I've already talked about it multiple times in this video, but I want to talk about it again because it's quite probably the most talking point I can make about Drayton Manor at this moment. Obviously, this was a boat ride that operated from 2013 to 2016. We also had... No, we didn't. It was a boat ride in 2013 to 2016. Kind of a loose theme on the Pirates of the Caribbean. However, it was a really immersive experience at the time for its opening. Obviously, it didn't reopen after the 2016 season and still currently lays dormant as it is. Although they've done an auction send off bits and bobs for the ride, it's unknown what actually remains behind the building. But it often leads to speculation. There was rumours it was going to come back as it was after a few years of being closed. Few chances it was going to get rethemed, whatever. I personally enjoyed it. I remember going on it and thinking it was a really good experience. I remember getting stuck on the lift hill just before the drop, so that's probably my best memory of it. But it would just be nice and interesting to see what's going to happen with this space, because when you go on, say, Accelerator or maybe Maelstrom, you can see a lot of the warehousing and green space that's behind this. There's a lot of potential for a ride. Like I said, I've already said it about the screen times in this video. I'd like to see it come back in some form, or just make some use of a dark ride in there. Because as I said, it's another ride that they can offer something a bit more family, and it builds it up for this pirate area. I don't know what Jay feels.
Think about how well like the Gruffalo does at Chessington, and I know it's different, but it's got that same sort of element. Like, it's a waste.
Obviously, they've got a Stormforce 10 ride, but imagine a Valhalla type experience in there, or just something like It's a Small World at Disneyland. Something of that family adventure boat style ride I think would suit perfectly for this. But let us know what you think it might be in the future, or what the space could be used for. Anyway, that's enough rambling on about that. Let's go over to Air Race and get some final rides. Well, we've come over to Stormforce 10, and it is completely closed from the looks of it. Jade, what time is it?
4:10.
4:10. Now, for context, the River Rapids, I believe, was closing at 4 o'clock anyway. However, I don't believe at once there's been any sign that this was going to be closing at 4 o'clock as well. So, quite frankly, I'm very disappointed. I'm not happy. I was kind of looking forward to it. I was building my day around, going on this. I bought all my clothes, spare clothes as well. Okay, admittedly, might be my fault, could have, gone on it a bit earlier. But given this ride and how wet it is, I'd rather have done it at the end of the day rather than spend the rest of the day doing it and then,
I think the thing is, it's built to be an end of the day ride at the end of the day. They know that as well. There's been loads of discourse for years about the fact that people do it at the end of the day. your face genuinely looked gutted. Literally watched his heart sink when he realised the boats were there. We've brought towels, you've brought spare change of clothes, trainers, everything ready to go on it has come, and we was keeping an eye on it throughout the day. There was no signs to say it, and it's closed. That's poor.
Yeah, it's like I said, I don't mind a ride being closed from a period of time to a period of time. The problem I have is there's been no advertisement of this closing at 4 o'clock, which if that's the case, then that's ridiculous. So
just a bit of a downer for the end of the day.
yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit good. We've still done everything else. It's just, I would have personally loved to have finished off on this today. Like I said, 'cause I had it already, I was all mentally ready for it, but
What's the point in having opening times off for each ride around the park? Obviously, if it's a technical issue, that's different, but then they need to differentiate that and say, because if you've got opening times up, people are going to plan their day around when you've said the ride's closed.
bear in mind, given this park operationally isn't run the best as well, it's not exactly filling me with confidence to know that I've got to go do something else.
And I can see the queue time sign over there, and it still says 10 minutes.
Yeah, there's
and
queue
it's been
times.
on that for about 10-20 minutes.
Queue times have been inaccurate throughout the whole day. I mean, it still says Stormforce queue's open, so it doesn't really make any sense, but hey ho, I'm going to have to just accept it, unfortunately. Maybe a ride at Tidal Wave when we go 4. But anyway, we're going to have to go find someone else to do to pass this last hour, but it's massively disappointing to not get to do Stormforce 10. So then after a disappointing reveal, Shockwave being closed, we carried on the rest of our hour with a ride on Wave Swinger. We also had a ride on Air Race, and then we finished it off on the Intamin, the Wave. So not a bad way to conclude the last hour of our day at Drayton Manor. However, not the one I personally wanted to end it on, but hey ho, you get what you're given, ain't you? We're going to head back to the car and just give you a quick final thoughts on our day at Drayton Manor. But have you enjoyed yourself, Jay?
Yeah, I have. If we're going to give thoughts in the car, but it's been hit and miss.
Yeah, we'll have a quick chatteroo in the car, so we'll see you there. So then we're back in the car, and that now concludes our visit and our year at Drayton Manor Resort. Jade, have you enjoyed yourself?
I have very much enjoyed myself. Have you?
I have enjoyed myself as well. In terms of attractions we've done today, we've done 13 attractions. We've had 2 rides on Gold Rush, a ride on Accelerator, River Rapids, Air Race, Blasting Barrels, Dodgems Ahoy, Jolly Buccaneer, Jormungandr, Loki, Maelstrom, Thor, and 2 rides on the Wave. Am I missing one there? And Wave Swinger as well. Now, in terms of, obviously, my expectation for today was to go and do Stormforce 10. And that's probably the biggest letdown come out of this visit, and overall my thoughts on Drayton Manor. I can fully accept rides having staggered opening times or closing times, but my issue is there was no clear signage or any clear information that Stormforce 10 was going to be closing that early today. There was signage on River Rapids 4:12 till 4 operating time. However, there wasn't anything for Stormforce 10. So I just think that's something that needs to be a lot clearer in the future. I would have still loved to have done it. I think it's one of the highlights of Drayton Manor, especially given the ride that it is. It's just a massive shame to come away from it this season. Well, I have done it, just not on this trip at least today. Not getting to do it, being so mentally prepared and planning my day for it. In terms of operations-wise, it's not the worst park I've seen. You know, Port Ventura was a lot worse for that. But it's still not massively great. You read on Twitter about the operations at Drayton Manor and think it's not that bad. It is questionable at times. I can accept rides not having multiple trains like the Wave, just because personally I think it's too short of a ride to really warrant a second train anyway. On our first visit earlier this month, I believe the second to back row was not working or not loading guests. It's been a month on and it's still not loading guests. That's where you could do with either a second train or just better reliability from there. There's a lack of monitoring queues, especially queue jumping. There's rows that are left empty without guests. You've gone most of the rides. Maelstrom has seats that are unavailable.
you'll go on. It won't be surprising until Gold Rush probably has seats that are out of action on that as well. So it's just stuff like that. That if Drayton Manor keeps on top of it, you know, it's going to improve your throughput and improve your ride availability. In terms of what I'd still like to see, I'd still think there needs to be another thrill ride here. I mean, the only real thrill rides that are according to itself is Stormforce 10, Air Race, Maelstrom, The Wave, and I want to say Gold Rush. It's not enough of a lineup, especially that your only inversion is coming from a flat ride in an Air Race and then your roller coaster in The Wave, which again, if the reliability on that's as shocking as it can be, you know, it does make you feel a little bit like you're losing a market in your thrill seekers. Jay?
Obviously, they're trying to rebrand as a family park, so I can understand that. But if they're going to stick to this family park, like reducing the thrill of the thrill seeker element, that's fine, but the reliability has to be there for families. Things like your highlight was Stormforce 10, my highlight personally was the idea of doing Cycle 2 on Gold Rush.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And didn't get a chance. There's no explanation, there's nothing. Like, where is Cycle 2? You've got signs everywhere, permanent signs advertising it. 2 o'clock, everyone's excited. We even waited till 2:30 or 3 to give it time. Didn't happen. So
it's like Jay said there, and my point about your standout attractions in like Stormforce 10 being closed. Gold Rush primarily works to be a ride that cycle. You know, it has the multiple cycles. That's the whole point of it being developed. Now, if that's not going to be the case going forward, and bear in mind it wasn't a month ago and it isn't now, have your signs up, make it very clear that you're not going to be running Tekatara, so people aren't going to be disappointed, or you're not going to have a build-up of a queue around 2 o'clock anyway. It's stuff like that that needs to be kept on top of, because that's the things that we'll want people coming back for. You know, they'll want to experience the second cycle, they'll want to finish their day on Stormforce 10, so they don't have to spend the rest of the day sopping wet, because you are. You know, it's stuff like that. Because like I said, I'd like to see another thrill ride, you know, something that another roller coaster, really, another properly big roller coaster. A wooden roller coaster here would so suit it as well. Yeah. Something right over near the Vikings area, or maybe we're so towards.
They need to do something with pirates.
Something, yeah, or something with Pirates Adventure at least. Give that a new lease of life, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be money in that. You know, bear in mind, there's Pirates of the Caribbean's movies in the works. Apparently, you know, what a better time to cash in on that. So. But overall, for me, Drayton Manor is a park that I could see visiting once a year. As much as it is a local park for me, it just doesn't have the same target audience rides that I'd be looking for in the likes of Fort Park or Alton Towers, which is fair enough. You know, again, it's not that park for everybody. You can't please everyone. And unfortunately, Drayton Manor just isn't that park. But what I would say is, in the sense of, like I said earlier, with Jade and all these people having these childhood parks in Blackpool Pleasure Beach, for me, this will always be my childhood special park, because it's always the one that's close nearby. I live 10 minutes away from it, so it's always the one that, you know, if really needs, but I could always come back to it, and I would never be disappointed. But it's just in that heart, you know, it could always be a better park, and I do believe it will, with the investment that it's seen over the years, and also the ride additions, especially with Gold Rush and the re-theme of the Wave. Yeah, there's definitely signs of encouragement there that they can do better. It's just a shame today that, for me personally, just never got to experience Shockwave, and just some general issues that have clearly highlighted that park that needs a bit more money, a bit more backing behind it, and it can definitely be something solid.
I think something they're trying to do really well, that, because I know you mentioned Pleasure Beach and I went there a lot as a child and travelled down, what they're doing really well is with the museum. It's not fantastic.
It doesn't have to be. It's stuff acknowledging your heritage and actually making that effort. Because for most parks, like Alton Towers, you know, for them it feels a lot like the past has to be let in the past. Like, you look at Galactica, the VR experience and all that, and that's one of the main reasons people still ride Galactica, or still remember it as the ride it is, because of that nostalgic part. Whereas Drayton Manor here celebrates that history and also makes light of it by making the museums, making all these events throughout the years, the likes of the you know, the free admission but you pay for your tokens, or the fireworks, just the general offerings that Drayton Manor are doing. That's what is a positive, and that's what keeps your customers coming back. It's just, like I said, those final touches on ride availability and operations wise, and then also potentially new investments in the future. That's where you're going to see your money turn, and that's where potentially Drayton Manor should be going. But if you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like. We're going to be going to Fort Park Fright Night in 2 weeks' time. Very exciting to go back to Fort Park, but as well to experience Fright Nights for the first time. Go and do the scare mazes and scare zones. And then we're finishing off our year at Alton Towers Scarefest on the 18th of November. But we hope you enjoyed your video, guys. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you for the next one.